Bluff City Media presents the Two Buck Sports Show with your hosts, Rusty Buckets and Uncle Buck. Now, let's get to the show.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to your finally Friday edition of the Two Buck Sports Show. I am your co-host, Rusty Buckets, checking in with my guy, Drew Gann, here on this beautiful Fall Friday. Drew, we have made it through another work week and got college football on deck tomorrow. How you doing today, sir?
Oh, I'm all good. The weather is beautiful here in Northeast Mississippi. Looking forward to a weekend without ball tournaments. Listen, when your team has a big win the week before, you don't mind the bye week. There's nothing worse than a bye week after a tough loss. Ole Miss getting a win. Do not mind being off one bit this week. I'm going to get to enjoy as a fan. Unfortunately, there's just not many good games this weekend, but that could mean I get to pay a little forward to the wife a little bit. Maybe I'm just like, okay, honey, this is your Saturday.
It's football credits, right? And so, Maggie and I were talking about that not long ago, how much, Bachelorette and stuff and or Bachelor in Paradise that I've been watching. She's like, I know this is going to come back in basketball season. I know that. So
yeah, I've not fought to stay up late because my wife's early to bed, and she's like, why don't you watch the game downstairs? And I'm just like, nah, I don't really want to. I want to sit in my recliner. She has not heard those words in a long time because I know that an 82-game season is coming, and it's going to be, I'm going to have to just try to get as many credits as I can. I'm writing it down. Every time that I think about it and I choose not to, I write it down.
That's a good idea. It's almost like a swear jar, right? You want to keep track with it so you'll know what's coming.
Yeah. And she doesn't. She will not remember these days at all, but I will. I will remember the days that I thought about it and didn't.
That's it. When she's barking at you on a Wednesday night when we're playing the Wizards, be like, you remember those 31 times that I came to bed instead of sitting in my recliner during football season.
Oh, you don't remember? Here's the list. Here's the calendar.
It's an Excel spreadsheet, color coordinated and everything. But it is Friday, and we start our show every Friday with a bunch of tomfoolery. And on Fridays, it's our Bucks Big Three.
That's right. It's our Big Three, our Friday first segment, our segment of tomfoolery. And that's where Rusty picks a topic. It's been foods a lot lately. We're getting off of foods for a minute today. And he picks a topic, a genre, anything we want it to be. And we both just pick three things underneath that topic. And we see who's got the best list. We call it our Big Three. What are we doing today, Rusty?
So in honor of Major League Baseball transitioning into playoff season, we are picking our Bucks Big Three baseball movies. And so I found this image this morning with some baseball movies. They don't have all of the best baseball movies, but it's got enough of the heavy hitters. Drew, I don't remember who went first last week. I think it was the breakfast one. I think it was you. I don't remember, but
you can have it.
All right, I'll go first, so we won't belabor the point very much. But there is an obvious, to me, one baseball movie on this list. It's everybody's childhood favorite movie if you grew up a baseball fan, and I'm going Sandlot, one of one, for my first pick.
I was way too generous. I should have fought harder. Yeah, that's a great movie. It holds up well. I now have kids in which we watched Sandlot recently for the first time. It totally holds up for the younger generation, too. So, Sandlot's a great movie.
Always the hero.
So, yeah, he's such a good dude, isn't he? Even as a child, he was just such a friend. He let him borrow his glove.
Yeah, and then he steals home and he's gotten him a job in the radio booth. Like, it's so good. So good.
So, all right. Well, to me, that's the 101. The rest is kind of preference. I'm a known hater of one of these movies.
You are. It's already been made.
So I'll leave that one to Rusty. He'll take it just to spite me. Listen, this may not be the most popular one, but it is the one that I probably have seen the most recently. It's one that, for some reason, I see clips of a lot that just go through social media. It's a really solid, good baseball movie. Moneyball.
Yeah.
I really like Moneyball. I like that it's based on a true story. I can go back and look it up. You've got Chris Pratt that's playing Scott Hatfield. You know what's crazy about that movie is they don't even mention like Eric Chavez or Miguel Tejada or like the superstars on that team. So
they just talk about like the fringe players for sure, and it's a great memeable movie as well. Like the meme of Brad Pitt sitting there with Jonah Hill at the whiteboard, and like I saw one the other day. Like, all right,
Yes.
here's the prospect. It's DJ Lagway. He's 6'4", 240, runs a 4.5 40. He's big and he's athletic. Problem is he can't throw. Like it just holds such a good meme.
Every single time the Desmond Bain conversation, the Desmond Bain trade comes up, everybody always talks about, well, we have to replace him in the aggregate, and that is 100%. What's his name?
Billy
Brandt. No, the Jonah Hill Brandt.
Yeah.
Whatever his first name is, but that is a total takeoff of Moneyball every single time.
Absolutely. But yeah, so Moneyball is a good first pick. Next, I'm going to stick kind of in the comedy vein. I feel like my other favorite one will be there at the end.
Oh, you are going to take Field of Dreams here.
No, I'm taking Major League. It's such a funny movie. Like quick sidebar. That was the first movie that my brother and I got to watch. It was like PG-13 with a lot of cussing when we were kids. My mom was gone and my dad was like, all right, like we're going to watch this. And my brother was really bad about repeating like things he heard all the time. And
he's
said,
still got a pretty foul mouth, doesn't he?
He does, the youth pastor deacon at Oakland Baptist Church that he is. Just kidding. But Dad said, first cuss word that's repeated, we're cutting it off. And sure enough, not even 5 minutes in the movie, somebody says, whatever, and Clark repeats it, and Dad cuts it off. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So later that day, Clark and Mom go to town for something, and Dad and I watched Major League that afternoon. It was amazing, father-son bonding. A great movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah, some of the best characters in a Major League Baseball
Serrano,
movie.
Wild Thing, all of them, man.
So, I think I'll take the first serious movie when it comes to like the main story being baseball. And Major League Moneyball is a baseball movie, but it's kind of like Ted Lasso is a soccer movie. It's like it's everything else other than a lot of like baseball footage. I loved For the Love of the Game.
Oh yeah, such a good one.
It's the best story around a baseball movie. The flashbacks to his perfect the perfect game is being happening throughout the whole movie, while he keeps having flashbacks to love and loss and being a doofus and everything else. Like I loved
his hand off.
I loved For the Love of the Game.
Kevin Costner in a baseball movie is he's on here 3 times, and like that's kind of what he does. But For Love of the Game is such a good, just tug at your heartstrings. It's definitely like, I mean, it's a love story, but the main love is baseball, and like it truly encapsulates the romantic side of baseball for sure. And so For Love of the Game, solid choice. And it made it to me. My last one, my favorite baseball movie of all time. It feels on brand with the main character just recently passing away, but I could watch The Natural over and over and over again. Roy Hobbs is such a good character when the lightning strikes the tree and he makes the bat out of it. And like, that's his bat that he hits all these home runs with, and just all the things that come with it. The book is good, but it's one of the few times that the movie is better than the book, in my opinion. And Robert Redford crushed it. The Natural is one of my favorite movies of all time, not just favorite baseball movies.
Yeah. It's one of those I'm ashamed to say that I haven't seen it.
It's so good. It's in the same vein as For Love of the Game, because there's like a lot of side stories to it, but the main arching theme is Roy Hobbs' baseball career, but there's a lot of little subplots. It's really, really well done. It's a very, very good movie. It's got Robert Duvall in it. Like it's a really, really well done movie.
With my last pick, I will take A League of Their Own. It's a hilarious movie. Tom Hanks is incredible as the alcoholic manager. It's a great movie. I'll take League of Their Own. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it. I mean,
so it's good. King Minks brings up one. Have you ever seen The Fan with Robert De Niro and Wesley Snipes?
No. Never heard of it, honestly.
It's a baseball. Wesley Snipes is an outfielder for the Giants. He's super good. And Robert De Niro is a fan stalker of his. Like, you talk about like 90s suspense, like thriller movies. The Fan is like, I hadn't thought about that movie in years, King Minks. Well done, sir. The Fan is phenomenal. Such a good movie.
Wayno has another good one. Trouble with the Curve. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah. What was the one? Was that what's the one with Jimmy Fallon and
Fever Pitch?
Is it Fever Pitch? Or is that?
I think so.
Yes, that's it. Fever Pitch. That's it.
It's,
That one was
is
good.
it Drew
where he's in the Red
Barrymore?
Sox. Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon. And Maggie and I talked about the other day. She was like, I didn't know he was an actor. And I was like, I think this was like his only movie.
Yeah, I think he did that. He got the Saturday Night Live comedy
right after
movie,
that.
and then it just kind of went away.
Yeah, 42 is good. 61 is also good on this list. Wayne up brings up Basketball. It did not make the short list, but another, I won't say good baseball movie, but baseball movie, I guess. But we'll get those posted. I will get those posted today. I missed last week, got busy, but I will get those posted on our socials today. Y'all can let us know what movies you picked. If you like our list, who do you think is better?
And if you haven't seen Field of Dreams, it is kind of like The Natural meets Sixth Sense. Lots of seeing of dead people.
Yeah,
so.
Lots of seeing of dead people. But that does parlay right into Major League Baseball. Right now on FanDuel, these are the odds for today's game. You can go over there and place wagers right now with a 30% profit boost over at FanDuel.com. Drew, here are the big games today. We had some dramatic fashion wins last night. The Cubs going to the wire with the Padres and winning the game with runners on second and third, up 3-1, 2 outs. And the Cubs found a way to win. You surprised me with some trivia that I did not know last night. Go ahead and tell the good people what that was.
Well, I should have saved it for the show, but we've kind of gone on and on about how poor of a job Major League Baseball does at being relevant, and there's no better example of that than I asked Rusty just one simple question. I didn't ask him who the worst team in the league was. I didn't ask him who the MVP, anything like that. I just said, who was the best team in the American League this season? The number one seed in the American League.
Best record, yeah. And I honestly,
and he couldn't tell me.
No, because again, Rob Manfred is one of the worst commissioners in professional sports. He just recently got passed by Adam Silver. But it took me like 4 guesses to get to the actual number
I even
one
gave
seed.
him the division. I said they are in the AL Central. And I think because I was asking the
AL
question,
East.
he knew it wasn't
AL
going
East.
AL East, I'm sorry. I think he knew that it wasn't going to be like Yankees or Red Sox, and it still took him like 3 guesses. And I finally told him it was the Toronto Blue Jays. Had the best tied for the best record, actually. They lost the tiebreaker with the Yankees. But the Toronto Blue Jays are your number one seed in the American League, and it feels like, Joe Carter is running around here somewhere.
That's what I said. I said, what year is it? 1991? Like,
Right.
It's the last time the Blue Jays were truly relevant. It was the Tigers there for a while, but they had an epic collapse of New York Mets proportions there at the end of the year, allowing the Guardians to catch them.
Still won the division. I mean, made the playoffs rather.
Yes.
Talking
And
about
dispatched the
collapses.
Guardians.
The biggest collapse in Major League Baseball this year was the New York Mets. I mean, they had the best the best record in baseball late into the season, only to go like their last 70 games or something. They were like 33-50, or
Just
that math doesn't work out, but
completely apart.
whatever. It was just awful. It missed the playoffs altogether.
Just absolutely fell apart. And so right now on FanDuel, here are the odds of today's game. The Brewers, the Blue Jays, the Dodgers, and the Mariners are all considered favorites, and they're all the home teams today. All home teams carry in a 1.5 favorite into the day.
Actually, no. The Phillies should be the home team. They had a bye. The Dodgers beat the Reds in week 1. So,
I typed that backwards. Yeah, so the Phillies are the 1.5 run. I got in a hurry making that this morning. The Phillies are the 1.5 run home favorite in that series, but all home teams are favored today as Major League Baseball starts ramping up. As I talked about this morning on the Daily Grind, this is like the best time of the year because you've got college football, basketball's ramping up, Major League Baseball playoffs here. Like
the only time you care about baseball.
I mean, really, truly
professional.
Professional anymore. Yeah. Not used to. Used to, I was locked in for 182 games. And now it's like, when we get to September, then I'll care.
162.
Yeah.
I've made that same mistake 1,000 times.
Yeah. Because basketball and baseball, it's just too close. Too many numbers. We're getting off of it. But check it out. FanDuel.com for all your baseball postseason bets this year. Drew, as we get ready to transition into a little bit of football talk, not a lot of Grizzlies news coming out of training camp. Nothing really new of note. We're going to start next week with some player previews. We're going to break down each player that's on the Grizzlies roster, the ones that we think are going to be here anyway. PJ Hall, I'm looking at you. You're probably not going to be here super long, but we may talk about you a little bit.
You think so? Maybe that's something we should talk about right now. You don't think PJ Hall's on a two-way? He's going to stick on a two-way?
I don't think for the full season. I think once our front court is healthy, when you've got Jock, Edie, and Jaren, Sanchi's going to get BC comes back. It'll be too crowded. I think that's the two-way contract that we will come off of and transition into Jemai Mashak's two-way contract. I really do.
I mean, I do think that he has the least it's easiest to get off of him because you're not going to get off Javon Small or Omax, I wouldn't think.
Either one of those guys.
But I do.
He's the one.
I don't know that they're going to be in a huge rush to get Mashak back in. I mean, that's the big man is the position where you have the most volatility because you may have plenty of guys, but you've got a lot of guys that have injury history. Looking at BC, Zach Edey had several ankle injuries. Hopefully that's over and done with by the time he gets healthy. But outside of Jaren, Edey, and Jock Landale, like you don't have any fives, and Jaren's not really even a five.
So with this new offense, I think Jaren's going to get a bit more run at the five, needing that more ball handling type center at the top of the key. PJ Hall doesn't fit that. I think what could happen, of the three, I think that's the one that we come off of, and we put Jemai Mashak in that place. But what could also happen is Cedric Coward, Jalen Wells, Gigi could render that spot useless, and we keep PJ Hall because they are so good on the wing defensively, which is what Jemai Mashak hangs his hat on.
Yeah.
If those guys kind of pan out, especially Cedric Coward, Drew, and I'm trying, you and I talked about the other day, I'm trying not to get overwhelmed or oversell it, but the videos coming out of Cedric Coward's jump shot are amazing. It is so smooth. It's so effortless. Like it just looks too pure. And again, they're only going to post the best videos, but I've yet to see him miss in any of these videos posted of him on Twitter.
I mean, I've been here on Coward, and I'm still even getting more excited than I feel is warranted. Or maybe I'm just pumping the brakes on myself because I don't want to get my heart broken again. So I'm all in. I said with Kenny on Wednesday, and I've said with you on the phone, I think I'm just ready to start him and just see what happens. Give him all the reps. You took him with the 10th pick. You traded Desmond Bain to get him. He failed
directly,
to use the pick but I'm just ready for him to take his lumps early in the season. He is a 5, 7, 10-year guy on this team. I don't see any way around it. So let's just get to it. That's where I'm at.
I mean, a starting lineup of Ja, Cedric, KCP, Jaren, and Zach Edey does not feel like it would be too far in the future.
That's where I'm at. I would leave KCP in and let Jalen come in off the bench. That is where I'm at. Jalen can handle it. He's got the mindset to be moved and not see it as a demotion. He's got an absolute role on this team, and I would just have the
and he would be the
two-time world champion getting the nod over Jalen Wells. And there's
Jalen would be the sixth. Jalen would be the sixth man. First man off the bench. Him and Santi would be the first couple to check in. I'm sure him and BC would probably be some of the first to check in.
You're forgetting about the guy who finished second and sixth man of the year last year that's also on this team now.
Yeah, maybe Jalen and Ty Jerome will be the first two to check in. Because I do think that Jalen's skill set is something we will need and continue to use to back up KCP for sure.
We talked about this. Being a slow Grizzlies news day, I had talked about this with you. About, we talked about a 10 or 11 man rotation, what we're going to run, and how difficult it is the cut's going to be between players who get in the rotation and DNP CDs, did not play coaches' decisions. And let's do that if you don't mind. I've got a graphic if I can find it, where it listed all 15 of the Grizzlies players on the. It's going to be on the lineup. I can't find it right now.
I've got it right here. You talking about the training camp roster?
Yeah, but they had it in 3 rows of 5 basically with the headshots. But
I can find that real quick. Yeah, keep talking.
All right, so here we go. And these are going to be the obvious ones. Again, let's set the criteria now. Do you want to call it 10? You want to call it 11?
Yes.
What's the cut line in your mind?
So for me, I would say 11,
but
based on, and I've got the photo right here, based on Tomas Isolo's system, based on how he traditionally runs his team, I think that we're going to see 11 guys playing, just because guys are going to need reps, or going to need rest, because they're getting so much run in this offense and being so motion heavy. So here is the 3 rows of 15 that Drew talked about. So here's your potential 15 players for the Grizz.
So here's where I'm at. We said 11. Ja, KCP, Jalen, Jaron, and Zach Edey. They're the top 5. You can put all of those in Sharpie, assuming health. Mm-hmm. The second 5 you're seeing here, assuming health, you're going to see all 5 of them. You can put them in Sharpie, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Scotty Porter, Santi, BC, and
Scotty Porter.
Scottie Pippen, I'm sorry. And then, so in my opinion, if you're saying you've got to pick one of the bottom row, Jock Landale will play. So that's where I'm like, okay, is it 12 and you get Gigi in there? I tend to think so, but this is probably a bad year for Vince. I don't know the role that you've got for Vince. And
Vince has been made redundant, because you've got Jalen, you've got KCP, you've got Cedric Coward, who all play defense but score better than Vince Williams Jr. can, because he's only had just a handful of games in that first year. Right. I think that you've got Cam, Jitty, and Vince Williams Jr. as your breaking case of emergency guys, end of the bench, need a little bit of run. But I would feel comfortable, and I was a mouthpiece about, I was being loud about playing too many players last year, but that's because Taylor Jenkins was playing 14 or 15. But if this offense is what it is, it's a more normal offense that relies on a ton of motion and then being aggressive on defense, a 12-man rotation is probably something we're going to see pretty regularly throughout the year. But once we get to the playoffs, that's when it'll trim down to your 10, maybe 11-man rotation. And a guy like Santi, who has not been a big playoff riser, might be on the outside if Gigi has the kind of year we think he can.
So this is just the thought process I'm going through here. I think that they're going through to 11, and there is nobody on the top 2 rows. And just out of necessity early on, Jock Landale, I don't know where we're looking at Vince Williams and Gigi at. And the problem with Gigi, in my opinion, is he needs a role in which he gets consistent minutes. He's not going to be, in my opinion, right now, a low-volume, high bucket getter, in spot minutes. You kind of need a rotation. And then Vince, you were kind of counting on him to be your starting 2-guard, 3-guard going into last season. And because of health and everything, you were not able to make that work. It just never got rolling. So I just don't really know what role he's going to fit in here. And honestly, again, with the lack of minutes you're going to get, I'll hear somebody tell me that in 6 minutes a game, John Conchar is probably more valuable than Vince Williams Jr. because of the extra possessions that he creates and just being a knack for a rebound.
I'll give you that over Vince for sure. But the tea leaves and everything that's coming out of camp and out of Tomas's mouth and out of everything that they're saying, Gigi is going to have a role on this team. Tomas and Gigi have both said that he's coaching him harder than he's coached any other player because he sees the potential there. I think Gigi's going to carve out a role here. But Vince is the one that's dangerous. He's been rendered redundant by guys who do play better offense than him and can defend.
I know what the noise has been outside of camp about I'm coaching you hard. He's still the youngest player on the team. I get all that in regards to Gigi. Who are you playing him over? And if we're talking about when it comes to crunch time, and you've got even in playoffs. The rotation does shrink. Is there anybody that you're willing to go to Gigi over on the top 2 rows here?
Santi Aldama in a heartbeat, because I think Gigi can bring you athleticism. Gigi can bring you more of a consistent scoring. We've seen him be more consistent his rookie year. I need to see it again. But I think if I had to pick one, it would be Santi Aldama.
Yeah, and if I had to pick one, that may be what I'd pick as well, but I'm not going to do that. If you made me pick one, I may have Santi rated the lowest out of those, but the same thing you talked about with being rendered useless when it comes to Vince Williams Jr., it's very possible that Cedric Coward and Gigi play the exact same position, and he's down the total pole even more. Like, I'm in on Santi. Santi just got a contract. They're in on Santi. I've never been out. Yes, I would love to see him be more consistent, but I think that happens as you age in this league anyways, is you go from not consistent to consistent. That's kind of a trademark of a veteran player. Yeah. So when you get to a 10-man rotation, I don't see anybody on that bottom row playing when it comes to playoffs. Again, it's all going to be a moot point anyways, because this team will suffer injuries just like every other team.
Like Wayno said, it feels like we have enough to cover injuries into this day at this stage. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we do. Also, I could see BC, because of health, not being ready in the playoffs again. If BC's healthy, he will play, because he does give you big minutes, and he does play really, like, he plays winning basketball. But we have yet to see him be healthy, right, in a playoff situation. And so I think there's a world where it's Jock Landale's position in the playoffs backing up Zach Edey, because of the different kind of game that he plays than Zach Edey, and the fact that Brandon Clark may not be healthy come playoff time.
It would break my heart, but I feel like this year was an important year to get back for Brandon Clark, and you're starting it out with a cleanup injury for a knee. So a knee injury that ended last season, and I don't know if it's the same knee, same related, but he's had multiple. And now he's cleaning it up like 3 weeks before the season starts. I'm not confident in it, and it just sucks, because he is a guy that I've always loved, and the only reason I've ever thought about trading him because I thought he provided the most value for anybody that wasn't the big three at the time. So I just really hate it. And I could be convinced, and it wouldn't surprise me at all, to see that Jock Landale is the backup 5 for most of the season. If he just can't get that bounce back.
Yeah, because Landale is athletic. He's a rim protector. He can run the floor, great rebounding, pick setting big. Everything that Tomas Isolo loves and looks for in a 5 is Jock Landale. And if BC can't be healthy, that's going to be tough. And, to the trade BC crowd, there's been a lot in our comments, some of the comments of the other shows, like, we're not going to be able to trade him right now. He's got another year on this deal. I think next season, it will be a much more desirable contract, expiring at $12.5 million. But that's going to be a tough one to move this year without attaching, at least a first-round pick to his contract.
Yeah, I agree. And I just don't see it being I see it being more valuable for the Grizzlies just to keep the guy than to get off of him.
Yeah, right now, for sure. But that'll be a more of a topic of conversation. We're going to take this graphic and we're going to walk through all 15 players as we get ready for basketball season. The Memphis Grizzlies, this is the last Friday that the Grizzlies will be. This is our last Friday without Grizzlies basketball on TV. Starting next Friday, we got preseason. One of the games that I got is the October 11th. It's next Saturday. The Hawks come to town. That was one of the games they gave me to make up for the home game that we lost by going to play in London. So I will be FedEx Forum. I will be inside you next Saturday for the Hawks game. Pause. But that's our Grizzlies talk for today. On the other side of the commercial break, it is FanDuel Football Friday. We're going to be picking against the FanDuel spreads, and a little teaser, got some pretty cool events happening in Memphis this weekend. Y'all stick around after the commercial break as we pick against FanDuel Spread for college football games tomorrow.
In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are.
Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
Well, then why does everybody think we're going to be bad?
Because the other teams are that good.
I think with the additions that they have and the defense that they could play, they're capable of playing. They could be better than they were last year.
Yeah, they got potentially better. The question of you still have a new coach with new players that are going to be asked to play a role, and with older players who are going to be asked to play a bigger role. The only reason why the questions are there is because, like I said, you still have the ifs. The ifs are there. They have the pieces to be competitive, but we have no track record to say that all of these guys will be able to do the things necessary to be competitive and stay in the top of the West.
Right. Tune in to the Night Court podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Friday edition of the Two Buck Sports Show. I'm Uncle Buck here with Buckets to my right, and we are just hanging out today with you. We're getting ready to pick some college football games. It is a week in college football.
Yeah, it's a week. But we do want to remind you that your home for college football Saturdays this year is Grind City Brewing. This week, they're going to have Kentucky, Georgia on at 11 a.m. on the big screen. At 2:30, Vanderbilt at Alabama. And then at 6:30, Miami at Florida State. If you go for that 2:30 game, you will catch them in the middle of their annual October Fest. They've got games, live music, vendors, food trucks. Football is going to be on the screen. You can get flowers in your beard, much like my guy Jordan there in the background. A schedule of events starting at 2:30, carrying you all the way to the Stein Holding Contest at 6:30. They're going to have food trucks, games, again, live music from Sunway. It's going to be an awesome time. And make sure you pick up your Oktoberfest Stein while you're there. Drew and I have the smaller version, but you can get the big version there as well. It's beautiful. It's going to be an awesome, awesome time. As Zach says here in the comments, it's going to be the party of the year. I love a good Oktoberfest, and Grind City Brewing is doing the best one in the city. Y'all come out this Saturday. It's going to be an awesome time to watch college football.
Hey, what is a Stein Holding Contest?
Oh, that's where they will hold the Stein out in front of them for as long as they can. It's full of beer. You have to hold it at arm's length. The winner is the last
the Stein's pretty
holding.
heavy as it is. It's a well-made Stein.
And you're getting a championship belt for the Stein Holding Contest this year. If you win a championship belt. Bro, come on, man. Let's go.
You
Championship
got to throw it
belt,
over your
Stein
shoulder. You
Holding.
got to slap it regularly,
And then you got to get 2 Grind City Brewing cans, slap them together, and knock it back stone cold style with the belt over your shoulder. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be good weather. It's going to be less heat tomorrow, so y'all come out.
I heard that the winner gets to have their pick a finishing move on Mr. Callahan here. You can either stone cold stunner him, or at any point in the calendar year, out of nowhere, you could RKO him. So everybody show up for a chance to RKO Zach Callahan.
Absolutely. Y'all come out, Grind City Brewing. You're home for college football Saturdays. Speaking of college football, Drew, it's time to make our picks to get against the FanDuel Spread. You can go right now to FanDuel.com. They have a lot of profit boosts. 30% profit boost Friday, 30% profit boost busting with the boys. They've got big matchup on campus. You get a profit boost for the Miami-Florida State game, 50% if you want to bet on that game that's here on your screen. Y'all go to FanDuel.com. You're home for college football betting this fall. The first one we're going to pick, Drew, we got Texas, a 6.5-point road favorite heading to the Swamp, the once formidable Swamp. It's no more than just a human splash pad now. Drew, who do you got? Yeah. Texas 6.5 at Florida.
You know, I feel like this is strength on strength. Both teams are going to be known for their defense. It's the reason why I've picked Florida a few times. Yes, I'm high on the futures of DJ Lagway, but it's very obvious to everybody involved that it's just not going to happen this year. But they do have an elite defense. They gave the ball to LSU 5 times and only allowed 20 points. 7 of those 20 points was a pick 6. So that's kind of the reason why I think this line is what it is. Arch Manning hasn't proved that he can put up a lot of points this year either. I'll take a home dog here. I get basically a touchdown. So I'll take the home dog here. I've got to make up some ground as well because I'm pretty sure Rusty will probably end up taking Texas in this game. So I will take Florida, side with the defense, the home team being an underdog.
Wow. Making my pick for me already, huh?
So
it is known that I am out on DJ Lagway, and I think Texas is going to feast on him. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think he's going to find any way to get anything going on offense. Go look at that drive chart against a good LSU defense, and it was abysmal. The only reason they were in that game is that defense is elite.
I agree.
But Arch Manning hadn't been much better. This is the ultimate mid-off, as we said at the end of yesterday's show. This is the 103rd and the 123rd ranked third down offense. Neither of these teams can stay on the field, on offense when it's third down. And Drew, I think that Florida's defense might be a bit better than Texas. And so I'm actually picking the Gators. I had the Gators written down. I think that they're going to cover. I don't think that they're going to win. I think Texas will find a way to win. But this is going to be, to me, this has a 3-versus-2 game written all over it. This could be an ugly, ugly football game that sets the offensive side of the ball back to the 1950s. This could be an abysmal offensive football game. And so I'm going with Florida to cover, but I think Texas wins.
Yeah, I think we kind of echo each other here. Both of these teams are coming off of a bye too. I don't really know what to make of that, except for if there's one team that I think can make a drastic improvement off of a bye, it's probably Texas. Having the time to reset and flush the expectations that came into the season and you're underachieving so far. It's probably easier to see a scenario where Texas comes out hotter out of the bye, but I do think I'm getting 6.5 points for the home team here, so
that's a touchdown.
I'll take them.
Yeah, that's a touchdown. This game, easily could be, again, 3-2, 9-6, 10-7. It could be the first 1 to 3 wins this game, basically.
Watch this game be an absolute shootout.
This will turn out to be 48-41, and both of them throw for 900 yards, but I don't see that happening. Next up, the Fighting Diego Pavias head to Tuscaloosa, where College Game Day is going to be. Drew, if you had told me that this is going to be a top 20 matchup, I would have never, ever, ever believed it. Josh Pate thinks it should be a top 10 matchup. And if you look at the Greens poll, it would be from our guy Drew Gann here. But Vandy comes to Alabama, where Alabama is laying as a 10.5-point home favorite in a game that was an upset last year. We saw the goalpost be paraded down Broad right down to the river, right through downtown, interrupting a minimum of 38 bachelorette parties. A minimum of 38. There were TikTok was going wild with people being upset that their bachelorette party got ruined. I don't think that's going to happen this year. 10.5 is a big number, though. Vanderbilt is an offensive juggernaut. They can move the football. They can score. It's not just Diego Pavia. They've got receivers who are good. That tight end that's played with him forever is really good. They can run the ball really well. I think this game is close, but I think Alabama wins something like 38-31 or 38-34. I'm taking Vandy to cover, but I think Alabama wins. I'm taking Vandy to cover 10.5.
Oh, you set that up you were going to flip the script on us. Listen, the biggest shock of all, you're talking about time machines here. Vandy only being a 10.5-point road underdog at Alabama is something I thought I would never see.
No.
I think Alabama.
This was the old Jefferson Pilot 11 a.m. game that they buried.
28-point minimum spread.
Yeah.
I think Bama pops them. I don't think it's ugly by any means. I do think Alabama covers. Listen, talent wins out. Only the most special of teams beat Alabama 2 years in a row. I think it only happened once under Nick Saban, or maybe once or twice. in Nick Saban's career. Obviously, Hugh Freeze got him twice in a row, which is, if you could erase him from our past, that'd be okay. But I think Alabama gets right. Listen, they're firing on all cylinders right now. They have their best game of the year at a very impressive game against Georgia last week in Athens to go get that win on the road. I think all systems are go here. I don't think they follow up that win with a loss to Vanderbilt. Listen, how many times can you say that Alabama has a Vanderbilt game circled going into the season? Never.
Yeah, never.
This is not going to be a sneak-up game. I think Alabama gets them. They pop them. I hope it's not ugly. I don't think it'll be ugly, but I do think Alabama covers.
This is a revenge game. The over-under right now on FanDuel is 55.5. You get Vandy on the money line plus 320 if you think they can win outright. I don't think they can. I think they'll cover, but I don't think that they'll win this game.
So
but I do think it's going to be a good game.
10-point game will be like 37-27, basically 38-27 would cover and hit the number on what they're projecting the over-under would be.
Which
so,
could happen. And this is
King Mix here in the comments has basically got it on the money here. 38-17 Bama would be would
cover
just go under.
Yeah.
Under the 55.5. So.
Yep, exactly. So our next game, Drew, it's where game day, everybody thought game day was going to go until Florida State slipped up to the team they were going to be picking next. But Miami travels to Tallahassee, Doak Campbell Stadium. They're a 4.5-point road favorite. Again, right now on FanDuel, you can get a 50% profit boost if you think that Miami's going to win. If you think that Florida State's going to win, go put money on the money line for Florida State to win. You get a 50% profit boost. Drew, Miami's a 4.5-point road favorite, over under set at 53.5. What's your take on this rivalry game?
Too often we overreact to a loss, and I think that's what's happened in this game. Florida State at Doak Walker Stadium is a 4.5-point underdog. I think Florida State's really good. They're really athletic. They got beat on the road on a Friday night game in Virginia. Weird spot to go be in. They fell victim to the look ahead. They definitely should not have lost that game. They did, but we shouldn't downgrade them too much for that Virginia game. They're at home, primetime against Miami. Miami's going to get every single thing that they've got, that Florida State's got. I'm taking the Noles. I'll take them plus 4.5. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if you wake up Sunday morning and Florida State's won this game.
I think Miami is one of, if not one of the top 3 teams in the country, not number 3. I think they are a really good football team. I think that Carson Beck has a good control of this offense, but the biggest thing is their defense. Like, again, they returned 8 starters from last year's team, a team that was abysmal defensively. Cam Ward had to throw for 1 billion yards last year because they couldn't cover. Like, they couldn't stop a nosebleed. And Miami's made a big, big turnaround. I don't think they walk away with this one. I don't think they blow out Florida State, 38-7, 41-10, nothing like that. But I do think like a 24-14, like a 10-point win for Miami. I just think that Miami has a lot of firepower. I've been big on them all year. Right now, Miami has been like, of all college football games on FanDuel.com, this game has had the most money put on it, and most of it going Miami 4.5, which makes me a little nervous. That makes me nervous because
Vegas isn't built on losing.
And Vegas, like, the line hasn't moved. All that money's coming in at minus 4.5, and it has not moved. So what does FanDuel know that I don't?
Means you need to flip. Means you need to come over here.
I'm not. I'm riding with the Canes. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win by 10. I call my shot 24-14, 27-17, something like that. I think Miami wins, but I think it's close. But they score late to maybe cover. Give me the Canes to cover on the road in a big ACC matchup.
I feel like we've done a better job kind of seeing what's coming with the ACC this year. Mm-hmm. Like you called the Clemson-Georgia Tech game. Mm-hmm. I said that earlier in the season that I wasn't going to buy all the way in on Haynes King and Georgia Tech yet because they'll probably lose a game to Wake Forest. And then I didn't even realize that Wake Forest and Georgia Tech were playing last week. And dang it, if Wake Forest ended up 17-3 at the half, took overtime for Georgia Tech to come back and win that game. I feel like we've got our thumbs on the ACC thing, but I think it's just because we don't think any team except for you is unbeatable. You think they think Miami's head and shoulders over everybody. I think it's a 2-horse race with Miami and Florida State, and Florida State's getting 4.5 at home. So I'll take the Noles.
We'll know this weekend, in a big rivalry game. As long as it doesn't come down to a field goal, Bobby Bowden can rest in peace and not have to worry about wide right in Tallahassee. But in another big ACC matchup, big, I guess, you got Virginia, who's only lost once this year, who has a top 5 total offense in the country. So I'm sorry, Virginia, I was not familiar with your game. Travels to Louisville with quarterback Miller Moss, who feels like he's been in college for 15 years. Yes, that Miller Moss, who was supposed to light up Alabama a few years ago in the season opener and got dog walked like 52-6 or something just ridiculous. But Miller Moss is the quarterback at Louisville, and Virginia comes to Louisville this weekend. Drew, this one is a tough one just because was it just magic? Was it just that Friday night ACC magic for Virginia to get the upset? Louisville throws the ball a ton. Miller Moss has been fine for him. He's not been killing it for Louisville by any means. But this feels like a trap game to where you upset Florida State, you go on the road, you're 4-1, you're 2-0 in the ACC. Louisville's 4-0, undefeated in conference play, and you get smacked on the road.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can go there yet. I'm going Virginia. I think Virginia covers. I don't know that they necessarily win, but I think that a touchdown is a big number for this game, which feels like it could be another wild game. 2 up-and-coming ACC teams. Virginia's on the road, I know, but a touchdown is kind of big for an offense that can put up points. Give me the Cavaliers to cover on the road.
Okay. Interesting. I was looking up here what the SP Plus is. So that's Bill Connolly's ratings. I pay a lot of attention to Bill Connolly's ratings. It's just kind of an analytical computer model that he's got. It's pretty good. I was looking to see where both of these teams are because we don't really know much about either of them. Louisville is 24 in his SP Plus rankings, and Virginia, 42 in his model. It's kind of where I was leaning anyways, the home team. Louisville's undefeated. Virginia has a loss on the road to a incredibly mid to bad NC State team. So I'm not going to overreact. Just like I didn't overreact with Florida State, I'm not going to overreact with Virginia either. I'm just going to take the home team, 6.5 Louisville. I need to make up some ground too.
Yeah. Right now on ESPN, they got the college pick'ems. 56% of people that have entered a bracket have picked Louisville in this game. So a lot of people are riding with the home team as well. I'm gonna say Virginia stays hot and they cover.
Okay.
Last up, massive game in the SEC in College Station. The Mississippi State Bulldogs travel to Texas A&M, where the road team has kind of dominated this series. This is a game that Vegas and FanDuel do not think Mississippi State have a chance. They are a 14.5-point road dog. Drew, the over-under set at 56.5. What's your thoughts on Mississippi State traveling to Texas A&M to face the Colt?
I was pretty out on A&M after that Auburn game. A&M, I feel like should have beaten Auburn by 60, but somehow they didn't. Ended up being a 16-10 kind of slobber knocker. That was in College Station too, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
I'm not all there with A&M. I think they're solid, but I'm not ready to put them in a upper tier yet. They're one of the few teams in the SEC that's still undefeated with multiple SEC wins. Ole Miss and Texas A&M may be the only two. Does Texas A&M have multiple SEC wins? No, just one.
Just the one over Auburn.
So they do have a win over Notre Dame in South Bend, though. So I'm kind of torn on this. If I'm being honest with you, I was planning on picking Mississippi State, and I still might. I'm working through this in my own head here, but Mississippi State opened up as a 12.5-point underdog. That line went to 14.5, and my initial thought when I saw 12.5 was that they were begging people to take Mississippi State on this one. Like, I thought that number was too high, but then it just got bigger. So when my initial thought was probably just take Mississippi State, if I'm not paying attention to a line moving at all, it just seems like, oh, well, I got more points now if I'm a Mississippi State better. But the line move scares me a little bit. I still think they're begging me to take Mississippi State. I'm just going to take the dogs. I think that the floor is there. I believe the defense is good, and I'm not convinced with the Auburn passing attack yet. Marcel Reed has been good, but he has not been very efficient throwing the ball. So I think I'll just take a big underdog here.
Yeah, I'm wearing the freaking shirt. Like,
Yeah,
our defense
we knew what
has
you were taking.
been much better this year, especially in the secondary. What makes me nervous is getting pressure on Marcel Reed. If you get pressure on Marcel Reed, he doesn't make the best decisions. Auburn showed that last week in a very inefficient game for him. Kelly Jones has been an incredible corner, shut down Jordan Tyson, preseason All-American from Arizona State. I think he'll match up well with former Mississippi State Bulldog Mario Craver. Craver is fast, but Jones is bigger than him. I think that'll be a great matchup to watch. Listen, we came to this close to beating Tennessee last week in that SEC when we were this close, and it was at home. But again, like I've said, the road team typically owns this rivalry. The last time we went into College Station with them highly ranked, we beat them in 2018. Now, that was Jimbo Fisher. It wasn't a Mike Elko-led team. I've got him on here. We talked about him yesterday. I'm a big fan of Taron York, their linebacker. I think that kid has got pro written all over him. He's a bit undersized, but he makes every freaking play for that A&M defense. But I just think Mississippi State, I think we can win this game outright. But if give me 14.5, I'm absolutely taking Mississippi State because we can put up points with anybody, and I think that State covers, and I'm going to tease and think that we can win this thing outright.
The only thing, and I didn't watch a lot of that Mississippi State-Tennessee game for reasons that I've detailed in previous episodes of watching the Ole Miss game late. So I went zero dark Uncle Buck on that one, where I just turned my phone off so I could watch the Ole Miss game without spoilers. What I've heard when talking to friends, I saw a friend yesterday around town, and he's as diehard as Mississippi State fan as I'll find, and he was kind of telling me that A&M's the play here, and it's because of Mississippi State injuries. Apparently, and
We
you
did
can
have
speak to
a
that.
bunch,
Brett,
yes.
There was a plethora of injuries. You took a hard loss, and you took a lot of injuries against Tennessee last week.
He's not wrong. I'm pulling up the injury report now. It was a bit lighter than what I thought it was going to be when it came out on Wednesday. The out is Will Whitson, who still is our team leader in sacks. He got hurt in the second week. He still leads the team with 2 sacks. What's going to hurt, though, is our right tackle, Blake Steen, is out, listed as out. He has an upper body injury that sustained against Tennessee, and our O-line has been questionable at best. And so to lose a starter like Blake Steen is going to hurt. Isaac Smith and Albert Reese. Isaac Smith defensively is questionable. That one's tough. He's our leader on defense. He's our safety, can play some inside linebacker, kind of all over the field making plays. Albert Reese is another offensive lineman who's had a strong year for Mississippi State. But those are the ones that hurt. We're likely going to get Brendan Thompson. He's listed as probable. He's another one that if he's out, he's our leading receiver. That one really hurts. He's the speedster that beat Arizona State on that last play. Look, I think we're going to be more healthy. I do think, from what I'm hearing, Isaac Smith is going to play. Brendan Thompson is shading towards playing, as is Darian Gillette, which he's an inside linebacker that plays kind of some. But losing Blake Steen is going to hurt for sure. Will Whitson, obviously, still missing him. He hadn't played since week 2, but going to have some other guys that's going to have to step up. I still like our chances if Isaac Smith and Brendan Thompson both play. And again, latest reports are trending in that direction. But we've got to get healthy because we did get banged up in an emotional loss to Tennessee.
Yeah, do you worry about letdown? You going into a bye week after such a kick to the pants?
A little bit. I mean, yes, a little bit for sure. You know, especially Mississippi State of old, I would be a lot more nervous. I think Jeff Levy's done a bang-up job this year getting the guys ready and having them up and ready to play. This is a massive game. Like, if you can win this one, like, there's a lot of football ahead of you that you can really play meaningful football. If you lose this one, then, you know, you're just back to being regular old Mississippi State, and maybe we'll upset Florida. there's a lot riding on this game. You've got a bye week to recover. I think we pull out all the stops, shoot that fake punt we had against Tennessee last week was a thing of beauty. I think we may see more stuff like that to get the win. But I am a little bit nervous about a letdown now that you mentioned
You're 4-1 right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So your path to a bowl game at minimum, if you got to get to 6, you've got an obvious win against New Mexico State. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong line here. You got an it's all SEC the rest of the way out. So
that's the thing.
You've got Florida and Arkansas as your obvious path to 6. If you beat Texas A&M, you've got a mulligan to get you to 6, basically. So
yeah, then you can goof up, but like this would be like you want people to take you serious. This is a win you go get. You go get a win on the road, an SEC win before the bye week, and then you travel to Florida for another game. At that point, you'd be sitting 6-1 if you win those 2, and you are like way miles ahead of where we thought you'd be.
If you win this game, you're going to surge yourself into probably around the 19 to 22 range in the poll, and you, like Ole Miss is having right now, it's a very nice bye week going into a road trip to Florida.
Yeah, and again, I'm not trying to I know. But there's also a path where Texas is not who we thought they were. And say you don't get this one, but you beat Florida and Texas. Maybe you upset Texas at home. I don't know.
That's 3 weeks away, brother.
Let's go win this one. Let's go win A&M. Let's win this weekend, and we'll let it take care of itself after the bye week.
Given our history, the Texas-Florida games tomorrow is going to be an absolute bar burner.
Bar burner, yeah.
Yeah.
Like that one's going to be the game of the
all
year.
expectations.
Like this summer, that was circled as the game of the year. Now it's like it would be the Jefferson Pilot 11 a.m. kick, like buried game. But who knows? Like you said, when we're out here prognosticating, you never know what's going to happen. But
that game is why they do not book time slots before the season starts for the entire season. Because Texas at Florida, they would have booked game day. You would have been the ABC 7 o'clock game, and it would have been just barbecue city around because nobody's watching. They're going to be outside playing.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. But a lot of college football to watch this weekend. Make sure you check out FanDuel.com for all of your sports betting needs. Drew, what are y'all doing this weekend? Anything fun?
I'm calling a football game tonight in Faulkner. Then my mom and dad are camping, so we're going to take the older 2 kids to meet them. They're going to spend the night at the campsite. We may go eat some chili over the fire tomorrow night and hopefully just chill out. Like my mom's, anytime we have a weekend where we don't have anything planned, it seems like we get pulled places. And so me and my wife are going to have a talk today, and she's going to be like, listen, I know we've agreed to eat dinner at the campsite on Saturday night, and we will do that, but we will not get there before dinner time. We have an opportunity here to chill out around the house on Saturday. We will do that, and we will show up for dinner plans at dinner time, not 2:30.
Not a moment too soon, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of my plan. I don't want to do anything this weekend. I want to be low-key. I'm fighting this head cold, whatever this crap is. I'm excited to do nothing this weekend, although the 2 things I am going to do, one, I would like to make an appearance at the Oktoberfest at Grind City, but that just feels fun, kind of low-key. Y'all check that out.
That's not work.
2:30 tomorrow. That's not work. That's fun. And then on Sunday, starting at 10 a.m., and I shouldn't really say this out loud because I don't want all the people in the comments or watching to run down there and take all the good stuff. But the FedEx Forum annual garage sale is this weekend on Sunday.
Yeah, you shouldn't say anything.
Deep discounted Memphis Grizzlies gear and furniture and clothes and memorabilia and all that. So I think Maggie and I are going to ride down there and take a peek, just take a gander and see if anything good's available.
Holla at your boy.
I will. Yeah. I mean, Christmas is right around the corner. Be getting Christmas presents and stuff while I'm there. So may check it out.
I've had an idea for a studio upgrade that I'm exploring at the moment. So, yeah, holler at me. If they got any Jake LaRavia jerseys, I'll take one. Any of them will be fine. If you've got any Jake LaRavia jerseys, I'd love to wear it to some live shows every once in a while. Just firmly entrench myself in the camp of Jake LaRavia. So,
absolutely.
And see if they'll let me swap out a Bane jersey, maybe.
I got a buddy's got a David Roddy jersey. He wants to trade for a Jake LaRavia jersey.
A David Roddy 27, a rookie David Roddy jersey.
Yeah. Exactly. But that's going to do it for your Friday edition of the $2 Sports Show. Thanks for hanging with us here Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central. If you're still here at the hour mark, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, turn those notifications on so you know when any of our great shows go live. We appreciate y'all hanging with us this Friday. Until Monday, y'all go be a friend to somebody who needs a friend. And Drew, tell them why there are no refunds.
That's right, because with the $2, you always get what you pay for. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you again on Monday.
Thank you for listening to the $2 Sports Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.